And we are back and joined by the Orange Walk ITVET. Good morning and welcome. We have with us Armando Gomez, and he is the manager at OWITVET. We also have Ms. Smirna Sentimento Crawford. She is the counselor and job placement officer over at OWITVET as well. And Josette Espadas, the librarian as well. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
Thank you for having us here today.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes. So we're here talking about the upcoming expo and all that ITVET has to offer. But I want to start first by what exactly you guys do. For those who don't know, what's the role of the ITVET?
Okay, a pleasant good morning to you, and thank you for having us here. Good morning, Belize. And the Orange Walk ITVET is a full-fledged technical institution. We have trades in the building and mechanical trades. So for those who would like to further their education and get into the technical area, the Orange Walk ITVET is a place to go to. We have programs of electrical, carpentry, welding, plumbing, computer service and repairs, web programming and design, computer-aided drafting, AC and refrigeration, automotive, general construction, home repairs, and that is the list for right now. But we also have what we refer to as the program combinations, which we refer to them as the technician programs. Those are technician programs that is very much has become very, very favored by the industry, because our trainees don't only go to our school to learn one trade, they learn two trades.
Okay.
It is a dual trades that they do. For example, we have what we refer to as a construction technician program, which has AC and refrigeration and has electrical. So whenever the students get certified after level 1, level 2, or level 3, the industry observes them very quickly because they come with double expertise.
It's like a double major.
Yes, and then they don't have to hire 2 people to do the job, but only 1. And that's why I believe the industries are very pleased with the quality of the training that we produce. And we are always trying to improve at what we do. And I must say thanks to a great team that I have, that they're always pushing and trying to develop the trainees better and better to empower the workforce. So that's our purpose.
The Orange Walk ITVET is heavily promoted. You guys are always out marketing the programs that you guys have to offer to residents of Orange Walk and beyond.
Yes.
How has the institution grown over the years?
Well, we are a fairly new institution, if I must say. We're only entering our 17th training cycle in September, so we were teenagers in the aspect of an institution for education. We have grown since 2006 when we started. We started with an intake of 90 students, 90 trainees. We're now up to 200 plus for this training cycle, and for the past maybe 6-7 training cycles, we've been gaining popularity, if we want to say, and having the growth in our trainee body every year, no? And even in the way that we are offering the training to the community or to the public at large. When we started in 2006, we started with only one trade, so you would go and study only electrical or only computer service and repairs. And a couple years after that, because when a trainee goes and enrolls in the trade, he or she is sent for on-the-job training. This is where Ms. Sentimento Crawford comes into play, because as a job placement officer, she liaises with industry, and the employers are telling us we want more, we want more. Okay. So with that, we started off with what we call the track system, which was 3 trades combined into one, of course, interrelated trades. But we saw that it was a little bit too much for the trainees to complete in a training cycle of 10 months, right? So we stepped down a little bit, and then we went into the dual system or the dual trades as we're doing right now. So change is constant for us at the Orange Walk ITVET, and we've seen a lot of growth, but of course there's always room for more growth.
Yeah. Now, Mrs. Smirna Sentimento Crawford, you are the counselor and job placement officer. So I would imagine that you interact firstly with the private sector and really find a place for persons that are a part of the ITVET. Could you talk to us about the impact that you have seen in terms of the students that go over to these jobs?
Like how my colleague here, Mrs. Espadas, has mentioned, in the very beginning, we only used to, when I started, we only used to send trainees in Orange Walk and Corozal, in the northern sectors of our country. But we have seen that how we need to branch out more because of the job opportunities and everything. So we start to market. We actually took an adventure. We market our institution countrywide. We went as far as down south, Placencia, Stein Creek, Belize City, even in the island, visit all different resorts, different companies, so that introduce ourselves, so that then we can have, that will be the groundwork, so that to partner with them. And over the years, you can see that the performance of our trainees, that they are, when we finish our on-the-job training, you can see that they have made a great impact when it comes to the industry. The employers are quite satisfied, very satisfied with our trainees, that they actually call us to recommend other trainees. And we have had employers that we have not even partnered with, but because of they having communication with other companies, other partners in the same industry, they would recommend our institution, and they would call our institution for us to recommend employers for them. And we always say the on-the-job training is the first step to come to the employment for our trainees, because when you go there, they do 8 weeks on-the-job training at level 2, and at level 3 they do 12 weeks. So during that time is when the trainees show what they're all about. And this is where the employers see, okay, these are the persons I want to work with. And we always tell our trainees, you know, this is the first step to employment based on your performance, then these companies will embrace you. As a matter of fact, just before we came here last week, we went to different companies to get a video shot of our trainees and even their feedback on them. And one of the things that is most outstanding is that our trainees not only come with the knowledge, the skills, and the attitude, but they are very responsible, very committed when it comes to their work. And this is what they have quite developed a very good soft skills. That's what really stands out from our trainees, that when we send them for on-the-job training.
I'm glad that you mentioned attitude, because you could be skilled and qualified in any area of work, but if you don't have that approach, that wanting to work, wanting to be able to excel, then you really don't go far, right? Is this part of what you guys teach at ITVET, beyond simply the hard and technical skills?
Yes, as Ms. Sentimento said, it's aside from the in-class, in-workshop training, these trainees need to know that punctuality, attendance, safety gear, attire, all of these things are important, because they speak well about you and they speak well about the institution that you've trained at. And these are the soft skills that the employers are looking for, because as you rightly said, Isani, I might know how to fix a light bulb and how to install an AC, but if I'm there with, and my job is supposed to start at 8 and I don't roll until 8:15, and then I will have my tacos and I'll drink my coffee, and I go with, you know, my shirt untucked, all of these things are, yes, the ethics behind it. So their thoughts, we have weekly assemblies where Mr. Gomez speaks to the entire student body or the entire trainee body, and they're reminded about all of these things, you know, trainees, your hair, your attire, your punctuality, your attendance. So it is instilled in them from day one that they go there. And we, the staff, faculty and staff, try to best to emulate and to set the example for our trainees as well, so that they know that this is what is expected when you go out in the workforce.
And even during the course of the school year, I would have sessions with especially trainees in the trades, to prepare them for when I have to go there. We have sessions with them, and this is what is expected from you in the industry. And having that close rapport with different industries that we have worked with, we have seen what they want. And even in our evaluation form that we send for them to complete upon a trainee completing their on-the-job training, we have a section has supervisors comment. And I review those things. We take their feedback very seriously. So whatever room for improvement there is, then I liaise that to the instructors, so that then we can improve for the next year. Like always we said, there's always room for improvement when it comes to our training, and that's one of the things that we always embrace and we ask. And apart from that, prior to the pandemics, we would go, while the trainees on the job training, we would visit them And then we would get the feedback from the supervisors to see, okay, how are trainees doing? Where are there room for improvement? And then we take that back and then we liaise that to the instructors. So then we can come next year coming around, the new ones that will be sending out there for the job training will improve on these areas. So that's how close collaboration we have, and I believe this has made our employers have great confidence in our institution when it comes to us sending our trainees for the job training. And we have partnered with several companies. For example, in Belize today we have Garris Engineering, we have FT Williams that we have worked with, we have Caribbean Motors that we have partnered with, we have Bad Sub, we have in the island we have Grand Caribbean, one of the biggest resorts in San Pedro, and even a new one in Kikakar, Blue Zen, Hamanasa Resort down south, Tabilmar in Placencia. So we not only comfort within the comfort of our zone in Orange Rock and Corozal, but that's a good thing that our trainees are willing to go as far as, to venture out, and this is their feedback. We always tell them, depending on how you do performance on a job training, you will remain those doors open to future trainees, or you will close those doors. And so far, they have maintained that door open for.
Your students are essentially ambassadors of ITVET.
Yes.
So when they do a good job and employers see that, they could always refer their colleagues to pick
Yes.
up students from ITVET if they want to train or if they want to get into the job.
Yes,
Exactly.
also we must mention that apart from the students, we as the faculty and staff at the Orange Walk ITVET, it was mentioned a while ago that we need to also be the role models for them, because you can't say something and do something else. So
Yeah.
they always have to be following up on we have to be the guides. And I must say that we do have a great team. We have a great team that does all the groundwork. We also have a dynamic board of governors that helps us tremendously. And we are very grateful for all of these things that brings us together. You also asked about how far have we reached as from the beginning to now. You can say, if you put it into a percentage-wise, when we started, they gave us like 100% help with the buildings and a few equipment. Right now, I must say that we have grown exponentially to about 600% now. What we got, we have about 600% more. And I must say thanks to all the players that have helped us, all the stakeholders, the media houses, the business community that gives us credit. For example, Brothers Habet Limited, they give us a lot of credit. We have the Mennonites, the Mennonite community that gives us credit also. We have Coops Sheet Metal that gives us credit, and we pay by installments. We also have Landis and Sons. We have L&R, Enrique Martinez and Sons Limited. All of these people give us credit, and we pay them by installments. And we are so grateful for that, because without that assistance, whatever you get from the budget, the annual budget that is assigned to you is never enough. We always want more, because technical and vocational education is very expensive.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so we are very grateful for all this assistance. And we want more. We really want more. We always want more.
Let's go. Sorry, go ahead.
I just want to quickly say, I think that is the perfect example of how a multi-sectoral approach works, where each sector is pouring into what is considered the future.
Yes.
So you have your trainees, your students there at the ITVET that benefit from the sectors, investing in them, that in return they will be putting back
Yes.
in the business as well. You were saying?
I wanted first to go to the expo in terms of what is being offered and what can be expected on these days, or on the day that you will be having this particular event.
Okay.
Well, we're having our Grand Expo and Trade Fair coming up this Friday, so in 2 days, the 28th of April, at the Orange Rock ITVET campus. We're starting at 9 in the morning, and we're scheduled to finish off at 3 or until our last guest leaves. The purpose of our Expo and Trade Fair, this is one of the major marketing events for our institution. This is where the trainees showcase what they have learned since they enrolled in September, so from the beginning of the training cycle. And it's an ideal opportunity, especially for the employers, to come in and scout out employees or prospective employees in the trades. We will be having displays for the trades at both level 1 and level 2, right? So we go by levels. We don't go like by first farm, second farm.
Okay.
And we also have our pre-vocational group, which is the group of trainees who are not enrolled in a trade, these are the students who come out from Standard 6 or First Farm, who don't have the full background necessary to go into the trade, so they'll be having their expositions as well. But as I said, our X1 Trade Fair, which is on this Friday, is the biggest event for us at the Orange Walk ITVET. And we have embarked in a countrywide tour, if you want to say, where we went to distribute invitations from Corozal all the way down south, to Toledo Community College, Ecumenical High School, Independence. Here in the city, we reached out to almost all the high schools and the primary schools. So a team went out and we just bombarded the community, if we want to say. And the purpose of that is because we want them to come and visit us. We want the schools, we want the businesses, the public at large to come and visit us and see what we have to offer. I take this time to extend an invitation to your news team. If you want something newsworthy, come to the Orange Walk ITVET on Friday. Do a coverage of our event and you'll see what we have to offer. We're here, as you said, try our best to come on the morning show and bring a little bit of the Orange Walk ITVET here, but it's nothing like if you're there. Yeah. The buzzing on that day that will be there is unlike any other. The vibes that you'll receive on that day is unlike any other. Our trainees and our faculty and staff have prepared and are continue preparing arduously for this day, for this grand day. We go as far as to offer free transportation for the surrounding community, the surrounding villages, bus runs, for example, from the different schools to ensure that we have them come and see what we have to offer. So again, I take this time out to extend the invitation to the entire country of Belize. Be at the Orange Walk ITVET on April 28th, this Friday, for our Grand Expo and Trade Fair.
Yeah. I love that you mentioned from Standard 6, but as well as high school. So are persons out of primary school, can they be a part of the ITVET as well?
Yes, because as I said, we have the pre-vocational program, which is for Standard 6 graduates or for school leavers who for some reason or the other did not make it through academically. Maybe somebody who from Second Farm had to withdraw from their high school. These persons are placed in our pre-vocational program, which is a 3-year program that is like an incubator or a proprietor. They prepare them before they go into the trades. Because our trades are geared more for farmers and above, because of the type of training that they do. For example, if you enroll in the electrical and AC and refrigeration program, there's a lot of physics, a lot of chemistry, a lot of science that is needed to go into this trade. Not to say that a business graduate cannot enroll in that trade, because aside from their trades, the trainees do math, English, technical drawing, IT, and entrepreneurship skills at level 1. At level 2, they do small business, and they do computer-aided drafting, which is AutoCAD. So if, let's say, a female, let's say you want to enroll in one of our programs, for example, that does not necessarily mean that you will be the one doing the installation of the AC. That means you can start off your business and you can employ one of your classmates, and he or she is the one who is going to be installing. You have the background in the trade. You have the background to start off a small business, so you can be the supervisor, you can be the boss, and you can have others working for you. So that's the beauty about enrolling at an ITVET, and specifically the Orange Walk ITVET.
One thing to add to my colleague, Mrs. Espadas, as long as you want to learn, you can come to the Orange Walk ITVET. One of the oldest trainee that we have had was in his 60s, and another one in his 50s. So we don't have no limits when it comes to the age in terms of wanting to learn. As long as you want to learn a trade, you're welcome to come to our beloved institution, Orange Walk ITVET. And one thing to note as well, we also cater for already persons that are working in the industry, but maybe they're a welder, but they don't have the certificate. We also accommodate that. That's what we call the customized program, where trainee persons can come that are already working. They only come on the days that they have their trades, and then after that, then they get their certificates. And then, without a certificate, you can't say I'm a welder if you don't have something to show that you are. So that's one of the things that we try to work with a variety of our customers to try to ensure that all of them get what they need.
I love that you mentioned one of the oldest was 60 years old. That's so interesting. Yes. So what's the age ranges right now?
Well, you must be 13 years and older to enroll at the Orange Rock ITVET. That's the only
Limit.
age
And you're
limit.
never too old to
13.
learn.
Yeah,
So-
but
Not
Yeah.
too old.
13 up, then once you have the drive to want to learn, then right now I believe our age limit is from 13 to maybe like somebody in their 30s. That's thereabout. I know we have a training who's older than 30 years old right now. So for this training cycle, that's the oldest that we have. But if you're retired maybe and you want to learn a skill,
Yeah.
because you're tired of paying the plumber $40 every time he
You just
comes
wanna
to your
figure it
house,
out.
you want
Learn
to
it
figure it
yourself.
out,
I
Yeah.
love it.
you can enroll at the Orange Rock ITVET. And it's not limited to males.
Yeah.
Although, as our manager mentioned, we do building and mechanical trades, it's not limited to males. Females are encouraged to do so as well.
In terms of the population, what are the ratio of females looking like that want to be a part of trade school?
It's very low. We would want more, but it's very low. But the numbers are creeping up slowly. The stigma about TVET education and even the mentality of the parents that, oh, but my daughter can't get dirty or she can't do that. It's changing. It's changing, and we have testimony from this. We're having female trainees in the industry. We have one of our best females working at Gentrack, Jamari. She went to do her on-the-job training there, and she was kept. She's one of their best technicians, one of their best welders, of course, because a female has a steady hand. And she's not the only female who is working in that trade. We have Cynthia, who is one of our technicians at Guerra's Engineering. She is now at the supervisory level, you know. She has been in the field working,
Belize
setting
Estate.
up ACs. We have a young lady
Miss
at
Arelici.
Arelici at Belize Estate, which is an auto mechanics company, you know. So she's going under the hood and diagnosing and fixing
I
vehicles.
think
And have one more.
Sure.
Right now, she recently, last year or so, she finished Nestle Escobar. She's working at Sharp Engineering. She studied electrical, plumbing, and carpentry. And now she's her senior technician there. Actually, as a matter of fact, the employer said that they would send her to job sites, and she's the one in charge of supervising everything. And if you would see her
Wonderful.
size, small, petite,
Yes,
one,
she's a
but,
petite.
I
but
love
she's
that.
very talented and she's very smart. And that's one of the things that the employer, Mr. Sharp, said, you know, he really liked that. And I really want to thank these employers that have embraced females
Yeah.
to be part of their company, because it's not common, because like I said, just most of the trades you'd say is more for male, but then we are trying to make a change in the mindset of our Belizean community in terms that what we offer can also be done by our female
And
trainees.
to add to that also, Belize is, we're a small country, we're developing, and we need all hands on deck. We need the females also to be involved in the development of our nation, because our other partners in education, for example, the universities and the junior colleges, they are mass producing a lot of graduates, and most of them are females. And then we don't have enough jobs for all of them. But if you come to the Orange Walk ITVET, I am certain that you will be happy. It is a good investment, and after that you get employed and you get good pay. For example, we can say that a level 2 trainee would earn like 400 plus per week, and a level 3 trainee would earn like 700 plus per week. So the investment pays off quickly after you finish, because definitely you get a job. So we encourage people to come to us and to be involved in the building of our nation. Technical and vocational education, I always say, is the foundation of every developing nation. And the nation that emphasizes on technical and vocational education is a nation that is going in the right direction, and you will see quick development and dynamic. The dynamics is always beautiful for the country. And why, for example, why do you see many of our people flocking to Chetumal? Chetumal, everybody wants to go to Chetumal, and we want to know that the Chetumal people, the people from the Mexicans, are flocking to come to Belize.
Yeah.
That is not like that. And we need to develop the nation further for them to see what in Belize there is a lot going on. Let us go to have a vacation in Belize. And you notice that we need to change a lot of mindsets in Belize for us to develop further. And through technical and vocational education, I am certain that we're going to reach there sometime, I pray and hope, in the very near future. For example, Belizeans, many times they say that Belizeans can't be tourists in their own country. Why? The prices are too high, too high, and so we can't afford it. So what happens? Belizeans then go and be tourists in other countries, and whereby you get a lot for little money. Right here, you don't get as much, and yet you have to pay a lot. So the tourism industry needs to look into these things also and see how TVET, and we need to keep the money in Belize, because, man, all of these things happen and the development happens because of technical and vocational education. So we need to emphasize more, we need to invest more. All of these resorts, as my colleagues have said, they need technicians. They need technicians to keep the place developed. This place right here needs technicians to keep it up to mark, up to standards. So if you get into the technical area, you can't lose. You will always be a winner, all right? So.
And one of the things is, like how our manager, Mr. Armando, mentioned, is that yes, they have their jobs and everything, but one of the beauties is that they are working at the company, and on the weekend and when they have vacation, they can do side jobs too. So they're getting more money and earning a lot of money. So that's one of the beauty about it. And one of the things is, like, you have a great opportunities. Like for some of our trainees, they have been trained by or sent by the companies to do further training. We have one of them that was sent to the UK through BASUB, and we have right now one of our trainees who is working in Antigua. Okay. He was one of our past electrical and AC and plumbing trainee, and he's now working in Antigua. He recently went there. So the opportunities are there, as long as, this is one of the things that how the ITVET is. We open doors to opportunities. So that's one of our motto as well. So along with, we certify great technicians, and we are seeing the impact of our trainees out there in the industry.
Wonderful. Well said. You guys said a mouthful, and we appreciate you being here with us, inviting the public out to your expo. Do you have any last words, any last invitation that you'd like to send out to our viewers to come to the expo?
Well, again, our Grand Expo and Trade Fair of the Orange Rock ITVET will be this Friday, April 28th. We're starting at 9 in the morning up to 3 in the afternoon. We're located on San Lorenzo Road in Orange Rock, so we're inviting the entire country of Belize. If you want to be somewhere positive and vibrant on Friday, come to the Orange Rock ITVET. And thank you for having us here today, giving us the opportunity to be here. Yes, there'll be lots of food, lots of entertainment with the different projects that our trainees are doing. So again, the place to be is the Orange Rock ITVET on Friday.
All right. Thank you guys so much for joining us. That was the ITVET, the Orange Rock ITVET, talking about their expo this Friday and why you should join their team.
And if you like eating, a lot of food will be available. Tacos, tamales, everything.
Well,
everything
you had me at tacos.
Yes, yes.
You had me at tacos.
So they can come and be with us, and we will really be honored by the presence of everybody, including yourselves, all right?
Thank you. All right, well, we will be taking our final break, and when we come back, we wrap up a well show today.